Hi, I'm Paul from VeloWorks and welcome to part 3 of our Moulton restoration. So we've been slowly doing up a Moulton bike that we acquired. It's a Moulton APB from around kind of early 90s. And we stripped it down, and the next stage is to go to Argos Racing Cycles to get their opinion on what we can do with the bike, get it resprayed and decide on a colour and decide what adaptions need to be made to the frame. Sarah's going to decide on the colour, as primarily it's going to be her bike, and her granddad had a Moulton, so she's thinking about doing it in a similar colour, maybe a red, maybe a blue. We'll see what comes out of our meeting. We love Argos Racing Cycles. We use them for all of our resprays. They've got a wealth of knowledge and experience that it would take us a lifetime to get. So we focus on stripping bikes, guiding restorations and managing the restorations and rebuilding the bike, and they provide us with the skills and the necessity to get the frame, the adaptions to the frame if necessary, back to life. So yeah, really excited for this next step. If you haven't watched our other videos, there's part 1 and part 2 which are available on YouTube.
Part 1 is available here, and it shows the bike in its raw form as we bought it and our ideas and plans for what we think we're going to do with it. And part 2 is available here. This is Paul stripping the bike down and with a bit more updated ideas of what we're definitely going to do with it. Now let's get back to part 3. Here is Mark from Argos Racing Cycles in Bristol and Paul going through the finer details of the frame restoration. Whilst I am super excited to choose the colour, this part of the process is really important and they need to go through it to ensure the practical aspect of everything is correct. Only then will we get the fun part of picking the colour. Mark is going into meticulous detail with Paul, including discussing headset sizes and options and frame adaptions.
We've discussed the frame with Mark from Argos Racing Cycles. Sarah's decided to go for a Merck's blue on the frame.
I instantly knew this was the right colour. Look at the sparkles when it's in the sunlight. It is amazing.
One worry that actually we didn't really pick up on is this part of the frame, which is the bottom bracket. It's quite rusty, and Mark says that potentially inside could be quite rusty. So that could be a little bit of a showstopper if this isn't salvageable, or we may need to find a donor. But fingers crossed, let's see what comes up. So we're having a few modifications on the bike. The bike was made for a hub gear with 2 adjusters. So it's got these cable guides. These are all going to be removed all the way up through the bike. And we're going to have, obviously, it resprayed. We're going to have a nice head badge. So Argos had this nice old one, and we quite like the look of having the old against the new. So we're going to use that one. And that would have been almost original for the bike. It's going to have all new suspension parts, as long as this bit's okay. And yeah, we're kind of excited. Once we get past the hurdle of, is this bit all right? Then it'll be game on. So Mark's taken lots of meticulous notes about the bike. This page is all about the adaptions that are happening to the bike and headset and everything. And then this is about the colour and the decals that are going on the bike. Then he was going to type that up. We're going to get that as an email version. We kind of agree to everything, which we will do, but we can have a look at it before the work starts. And then the next process will be this all goes off to be degreased, and then it goes in a sandblaster to be blasted. And then we'll be able to find out what's going on in this area here. So that concludes our visit to Argos Racing Cycles to bring the Moulton here. Fingers crossed the bottom bracket shell's all right. We're here in the next week or so. I'm looking forward to seeing the next steps and what we need to do to make sure the restoration gets complete. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.